Astrology time, Shane here with daily-astrocat.com, and it's Tuesday, the 26th of August. Somebody took offense to the 25th. I mean, like, how did we get here? 26 is one more day beyond how the hell did we get here? All right, so the moon may be in Libra today, but Venus is commanding our attention. Got Venus in Leo, right? Got some of that confidence going on, some of that swagger maybe. Yeah. Look, there's three aspects that Venus is going to be making today that are with some Leo flair and confidence, okay? It's going to be interesting, though, because everybody's going to love your creativity, your insight, and your commitment to what they perceive you to be doing. However, there's a little caveat in there, okay? We're going to come up to it later on in the week, but you want to just make sure that you're being what you're being. You're feeling it. You're emoting it, right? That Leo, that dramatic flair that's in Leo. Emote. That's right. Venus brings her special touch to how you are perceived. So you don't have to go over the top. Because just because Venus is there, she's there, right? She's there to be adored. She's there to be appreciated and loved. There's not this over-the-top energy, even though you may feel like you have to have that, or maybe Venus feels like she has to have that, especially because she's going to be opposing Pluto. And this is going to be very interesting because Venus and Pluto have a fraught relationship of sorts, whereas Pluto wants to dissolve and grind everything down and make everything, just reduce it to atoms and ashes. Venus operates differently. Venus is a place of beauty. She does not appreciate the embers of Pluto. However, there's one case where it will be tolerated, and that's in all things Aquarius. This is society writ large. This is the promise of the ruling of by a plurality rather than a small oligarchy that's controlling everything. Interesting thought, right? Hold on to it, because that's not going to play out until much later on in this cycle that we're currently in. And it's going to involve Mars and Pluto. That's a very volatile thing. So once those two come square again, yeah, we're going to see some stuff happen. However, one size fits all for as Venus is concerned today. How you're perceived and how you want to be perceived and what it's going to do for you, right? This applies equally to your main gig or your side hustle. So you can have some benefit of this Venus in Leo stuff as long as you're not leonine about it, right? As far as like being over the top, we have to have that regal air of, I expect what's coming to me. And that way there, you will find that you will be able to enjoy some of the positive benefits that Venus will bring in the sign of Leo to you. Now, today's keyword is blessings, and the color is light maple. Don't confuse cooperation with competition. It's too early, right? Yet Venus in Leo, she can uncover some latent talents that we may have. Use today wisely to better position yourself for the future. Right, like I said, with that conflict with Pluto or something like that. Not every collaboration is competitive. Cooperation now will result in expansion probably by the weekend, right? We just have to play our cards right. We have to know what it is that we're doing and how we're trying to do it. And this intensifies after the moon in Libra squares Jupiter in Cancer. That's right. How can we express this energy in a much more public and consolidated way? Discuss it today. You don't have to jump out and do it. Learning how to work as a community has a huge potential upside for everybody involved, for all of us. Another long void of course moon. Oh, goodness gracious, this is going to be crazy, right? It's going to be almost all day tomorrow. That's right, Wednesday. It's going to be all day long. So, you got to get ready for it now, right? Venus opposes Pluto. Pluto! In some of my earlier works, he's a snarling villain, right? He's just like, he mocks Venus for her inability to effect changes that are more beneficial for everybody. Now, Pluto is mistaken. Pluto usually puts his stock in Mammon, right? But now that Pluto's moved on from Capricorn and kind of left Mammon in charge of everything, right? More people are seeing the game for what it is. It's a power grab. It is. What was left over from that Pluto and Capricorn stuff is just this toxic power grab, just everybody trying to grab as much power as they can. People in power trying to accumulate more power. People with money trying to manipulate people in power to gain advantages for themselves. Now, more people are seeing the game for what it is. Will a strong female figure once again emerge to represent Venus in the struggle? Or is Venus on her own? Now, Venus can do fairly well on her own. However, who's there for her? Who's there to help turn back the tide of this power grab, right? Ask yourself the question. Maybe that person is you. Maybe that's your group. Let's hope so. Okay. In 1951, the film An American in Paris, with music by George Gershwin, and it was directed by Vincente Minnelli, starred Gene Kelly and Leslie Caron, and it premieres in London. It won the Academy Award for Best Picture in 1952. And our birth is in 1946. It's a person named Mark Snow. He was born Martin Fulterman, and he's an American television and film composer. Lots and lots of credits to his name. Most well known for the X-Files theme, however. He also did The Boy in the Plastic Bubble and Blue Bloods. He's born in Brooklyn, New York, and he died in 2025, and that's all we have for you. So, let's recap it, okay? Venus, very Venus day again. Right? Venus hitting all those spots, those trines and those, in the kites, right? Trine Neptune, trine Saturn, sextile Uranus, making like almost another creative trine with Venus, Uranus, Saturn, and Neptune. Correct. What are you going to do with this talent? What are you going to do with this triangle? How are you going to make the most of it? Venus is going to move fairly fast, so it's not as lasting as the one that is existing between Pluto, the planets in Aries, and Uranus. It's not going to be anywhere near that kind of enduring triangle. This is a quick one, relatively speaking. You got about a week to really take advantage of it. It is super, super creative. So don't mistake it for anything other than that. It's less about the demonstration and more about the creativity. It's more about what we can do. And it's perfect for the first week of school as well, because I got some really creative ideas that teachers and instructors can use to engage the children in the new classes of the year. Very good, right? I think so. So our keyword today is blessings, and the color is light maple, and that's all we have for you. Appreciate and love every single one of you. Thank you so much for all the kind words and everything. The resident intuitive, Amy, I really appreciate the shout out you gave me. I did leave you a message regarding the astrology on Saturday because I believe you're spot on. And if you haven't checked her out, I would suggest you do. My friend, your resident intuitive. And that's all I have for you. Today is a 6. Happy astrocatting.